He's going to successfully off balance my hands, and then he's going to come to a situation where he's starting to manage to weave his foot there, okay? Now, it's in these situations where if I simply try to drop my weight into Anderson, he can continue to manipulate my body weight through and start to get successfully into his false sweep situations. Understand that the basic gist of any ashi entry is that they're making your legs light and your hands heavy, right? So if you can find ways to make your legs heavy and your hands lighter, okay, you're gonna successfully start to negate the strengths of the entry, okay? So he's gonna be in a situation where he's gonna look to weave through and get to false sweep situations. When I see these types of things happening, and everything you wanna focus on is getting heel to butt connection. Why? Because heel to butt connection is probably the single best indicator of weight on the legs, okay? If my heel is away from my butt, I don't have very weighted legs. As you can see, my head is farther over my hands. The farther my heel comes from my butt, the more weight there is on my hands. The closer my heel comes to my butt, the more weight there is on my legs, okay? So if you can look for, when you're getting, when your opponent's fishing for ashigarami entanglements, if you can look for situations where you get your heel to your butt, you're successfully making heavy legs, okay? So in this specific situation, Anderson's come through, and he's starting to manage to get into a situation where he's getting into a false sweep, yeah, just like so, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands, and we're gonna start to bring our hands back and start to bring my butt to my heel, like so. Off this situation, if you notice, he hasn't successfully passed my leg through yet. We'll go over that next, okay? He hasn't successfully passed my leg through yet. So when I drive back, guess what's happening? That leg is getting heavier and heavier. And Anderson's ability to pass his leg through is becoming more and more bleak, okay? So the more I drive back, the heavier that leg gets. The heavier that leg gets, the harder it's going to be for him to pass his leg through and get a successful entry, okay? From here, I back step. Now I have not one, but two legs behind the leg that he needs to weave through to get his entry, okay? So now I've doubled my defense, okay? Step 3, I'm going to grab the heel that's inside my legs, open my hip, and now I'm going to shove the heel on top of my hip, okay? Now from here, there's a variety of different ways you can go about passing. One very simple way that I've enjoyed passing from this situation is I'll come behind the leg, pass, hug the head, and cradle my opponent, okay? It's incredibly effective, okay? I've been able to hit this quite a few times rolling, and it's proven to be really good, okay? From here, I pass, chest stays heavy, and then we're in side situations where now our opponent, say for example, he manages to start getting to side control. Keep coming. Now we're cantering. And then for those of you who have been here for Ruben's classes, you understand that if you get to this position, you've really succeeded in putting your opponent in a really, really bad situation, okay? And of course, if your opponent does turn away from you, which does happen, we're staying on the hips and taking the back, okay? Which happens very often, okay? So from here, false sweep situation, Anderson's coming through, he's starting to off balance me. I feel the off balance coming, I immediately come back and place weight on the leg that he wants to make light to pass his leg through. So I keep my toes on the mat, I drive back, and I put weight on the leg, okay? Now from here, as I'm putting weight on the leg, my hand's driving back, I pummel my second leg through. Off my second pummel, I take my hand, I grab his heel, I create space to pass the heel through. My intention is not to submit him with a heel hook counter here. It's just not realistic in this situation. I get my hand under, I reach for the trap, and now we're in a cradle situation. From here, there's a lot of different ways you can go. Passing side, if he turns away, we're looking to take the back, come back. If he turns into you, it's going to be hard to turn into you. It's going to take him a lot of effort. As he's turning in, we're camping in these situations. Okay, and now we're in our camping situations. Make sense? On 3, 1, 2, 3.